Hi, my name is Chip Chisholm and I play El Sapo de Tempesto on Nightmare Theater. We probably started around 1965, 1966. No, I'm kidding. It was probably in the early 2000s where my friend Mike Inslee and I had talked about it for years. That we always grew up watching horror hosts and we really loved it and we always wanted to do it. And one day we didn't have anything better to do and we said, let's do it. So I had this costume, he had a slightly different costume, and we just started shooting some stuff. And that's how we started, and I would probably say that was maybe 2001. Well, El Sapo de Tempesto is the manservant to the famous man about town and table tennis legend, the Baron Mondo von Doren, and my primary job is finding movies, and I never seem to get that right, and I always have to come up with a crazy story for why I don't have the movie, and that's usually, yeah, all the stories are true, by the way. I don't make any of that up. That's really stuff that happens to me. I really go through all that stuff I'm talking about, and so it's nothing is made up there. It's all hand to God, honest truth. Well, we all get together and we select the movies we want to do for that season, and we select a short we want to do for that season. And our episodes follow like a formula, I guess you could call it, where the first segment is the Baron and Mittens talking about something. It could be a TV show that happened in the 60s or the 70s, or a commercial or some type of cultural phenomenon. And then the Baron notices the camera and introduces the show, and I come in without a movie and I have to explain where I've been, and then I go find a movie. And then our episodes take the form where first couple of segments, we find some interesting trivia on the movie. And one example is this year we're doing a movie called The Disappearance of Flight 412. And it turns out that the guy who did the music also wrote the music for Hawaii Five-0. So we try to find a neat link that, and you won't hear that on Svengoolie, I promise you. You won't hear that on any other horror host. We find interesting trivia that no one else talks about. And then we have a few like episode specific bits, and then it launches into some crazy product that I might invent. And then we wrap it up at the end with usually me getting comeuppance, and it ends with some threat of violence against me. Oh, comedy influence, wow, that's a difficult question to answer. It's probably classic sitcoms from the 50s, such as Car 54, Where Are You, or The Honeymooners, or Ernie Kovacs. But for me, it's also a lot of old-time radio shows like Jack Benny, for example. I love that. And the way we try to do things here is, you know, when Jack Benny did his comedy, back in those days, the comedian usually got the laugh. But Jack Benny wrote it so he was the target of all the laughs. And so I like Mike to be the Baron to be the straight man, and me to be the target. So we both have them. And then you got in the 80s, the young ones and that kind of stuff. But yeah, who inspires me these days? Well, my wife, for one, juvenile authorities, they got a stake in what I do. You know, but I think probably a lot of old people that aren't producing things anymore, but I still watch them. Like David Letterman's a big influence on me, and he's still a big part. I wouldn't say he's a big part of my life, because that implies that, you know, I'm peeking in his window, stalking him, but he's a big influence on me, and he's probably the one person who shaped what I find to be funny, and still do. I mean, he's still shaping me to this day. If I wanted to get the viewer into Nightmare Theater, the episodes I would recommend are unfortunately ones we can't show anymore, like Plan 9 from Outer Space or Alien Dead. But I think this year, if they'll check out Manos, The Hands of Fate, I think they'll really like that one. And if they check out Shriek of the Mutilated this season, they're really gonna like that one. But for one that we've already done, I'd say either Werewolf of Washington or Dementia 13 really captures us at what I'd say is probably our best. Hi, my name is Chip and I play El Sapo, and if you're bored one night and you have nothing better to do, check out Season 4 of Nightmare Theater, coming to a TV station near you.